What's up, LC heads? So, I do have to say, the characters have been great so far, but the event is a total mess, and I know Budafish covered this already and talked about it, but we're just going to look over it real quick and let Adis know that, yes, I noticed too. I was actually really kind of hoping that more stuff would open up. I don't know, I thought more stuff would open up after the first day, and this would kind of level itself out, but there's a huge problem here. Let's see, I have almost 700 tickets, 690. We go into the shop here. I hardly have any of these scales. I have 130 of them, and the scales are what are going to get you most of the things that you want, right? There's Ethereon here. For scales, there's 2 of them. LR, Dust, I have 24 of them, but I could definitely always use more. Those are a big deal, just as much of a big deal as Ethereon. And actually, Ethereon's probably a little bit easier to grind out than LR Player Stardust. So most of us aren't going to be able to clear all of this from this event. Let's see, because if we actually go to the Repel rewards, it's absurd. Today is day 5. We're on day 5. I've been snoozing on this for a little bit. I was just kind of hoping that they would work this thing out and I would come back to it and it would actually somewhat be functional. Letting this go to day 5 is already a big no-no, because let's look at day 1. We look at day 1 and we see that we got a total of 7,302 Repel points. We needed 10,000 just to even start getting rewards. Any rewards at all. We needed 10,000, right? Obviously, no one's doing any projecting, because if we're only getting, 7,000, and that's where we're at now. We're at 3,749. By the end of today, we'll be lucky to get to 7,000. We're not even getting to 10,000 to get the day 1 number 1 reward. But on day 5, the number 1 reward starts at 14,000. It starts at 14,000 instead of 10. And we can barely get 7. Right? And look, we're supposed to be getting, the player base is supposed to be getting some of these scales from here. That is the only way you're going to be able to afford to get most of the stuff, a lot of the stuff from the shop, is by getting these, 50 of the scales, 50 scales here. Every single day, that's 250 scales we're all missing right now, right? There's both of those Ethereons, because they're 120 each, right? And there's both of those LR Stardust that we all should have right now that we don't on day 5. We're not going to get any of these rewards. We're not going to get any of the rewards for any of the days. That's if you project, if you look at just how much we're able to do, how much we're clearing, all of these rewards, everything up to day 15, all of these are gone. We're not going to be able to get any of them. We have, till this day, not even received one of these. So this needs to be adjusted. This needs to be adjusted. We're not even halfway there. So then the only other way to grind these scales is to go hunt Cryptis. And you have to make a room. It's going to cost me 15 of my tickets pretty much to get 15 of the scales. It's hard to find a room full of players. You get one player, sometimes it takes 4 or 5 minutes just to find one player to play with. This probably wasn't a good idea to actually go in here unless we bring a healer with us, because my Rimuru is not set up to come back to life right now. He's just kind of set up to do damage. I would actually want to put anti-chain damage in order to take him to the Tribdis fight. See? Look at that. Look at that. We can't wait for a full room. This guy doesn't even want to wait. He's like, no, as soon as one person is in the room, run it. That's pretty much what it is, because then you're going to wait 5 minutes per player. So we got to wait 15 minutes to run this thing. Nobody's going to wait for a room to fill up. And I didn't feel confident right there that with these characters that we'd be able to run this thing and actually get through its threshold. I don't know, but this is the problem that players are going to be having. So there's a huge disconnect between ATIS and the player base right now if they don't know that this is going on. It's a big problem. It's going to really weigh your event down. To day 5, I am surprised we got to day 5. This thing should have been changed or adjusted on day 3. Day 2, if they were really on the ball. But day 3, come on, by day 3, you're looking at our day 1 score and our day 2 score. It doesn't take a freaking rocket scientist to project those numbers and say, hey, if they're clearing under 7,000 a day, then obviously we need to drop the rewards from 10,000 and 14,000 down to 5 or 6, so they can at least get some rewards, so they could get that first one, and then maybe they could come together as a collective and maybe even get the second or third award, for that day. Maybe the community could come together. I don't know, something. Give us some hope. Because when we need to clear 2-3 times as much as we are on a daily just to get the very first reward for that day, that's not much light at the end of the tunnel, right? And as a result, a lot of this trading space is going to be left there. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what they're doing on day 5. Just kind of sitting back looking at this. This to me looks like a huge disconnect. So I don't know, guys. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm just surprised it went this far after Buddha already addressed it. I've heard some other people talk about it. Here's me cutting in real quick. I don't know what the deal is. Day 5. If anybody knows, please leave a comment. Let me know. Later, everybody.